how many of you watched football this past Saturday? Okay, majority of you have. And when you watch football, you're basically paying the institution of the school. Okay, from television and marketing, that's 81% of the NCAA revenues, and the NCAA usually makes around $923 million a season. And that's just on 81 schools specifically that they make that money off of. So let's look at Texas, for example. I found this chart that they make 163 million of that 900 just for the NCAA, and about 80% of that 163 goes specifically to the NCAA for all the marketing and rights for the television stations. College athletes are pretty much the only athletes in the world that don't get paid to do what they do. Alabama makes around 124 million, so they're right up there with Texas, and they've won 3 national championships in the last 5 or 6 seasons. So they're like right at the top, and their players are some of the best in the world, but they don't get paid. I heard this thing on the radio where it was like, they compare it to horse racing, where everyone gets paid off of the horse, like people who watch it, everyone gets paid off the betting and stuff. But the horse, nobody makes money but the horse, which is the one doing the work. And so you look at all of the revenues and millions, and none of that goes anywhere to the players. That college athletes cannot get a job. It's in their, when they sign their scholarship, they basically give away their life for 4 years unless they leave early for the NFL. If you look at, these are just at college athletes. They're usually around $2,000 or $3,000 in debt because they can't afford to live. 86% of college athletes come from places where poverty is rampant, such as like Atlanta or Miami, Florida, which is where a lot of athletes come from. So if you look at it, when they're on campus, they're around $2,000 in debt, and that even though they're getting a free education, they can't afford to live, whether or not they have that money or not for education. There's no opportunity to get a job because when you're a college athlete, you practice twice a day, once in the morning and once at night, and then you're in the weight room in between those 2 practices. And when you do get paid as a college athlete, that you get penalized and your whole college football program gets pretty much shut down. SMU, their whole entire football team got what they call the death penalty because they got caught cheating. They call it cheating because you're not allowed to pay them. And then Todd Gurley, for example, the university uses his number 3 jersey. They sell hundreds and thousands of his number 3 jerseys in the school, but he doesn't get any money from that. And then when he did try to get money off of just signing autographs, he got penalized and he's out until November 15th, and he's been suspended for 3 or 4 weeks. Reggie Bush was probably the best running back in NCAA history, and he got paid, and he didn't have any money, and USC is where he went, and they paid his parents, and they allowed his parents to get a house with USC's money, and that's also considered a really big infraction. So USC can't go to the playoffs, they can't do any of that. But these players both need it. This guy's from Tarboro, North Carolina, and he lived in a trailer park his whole life, and he still lives there because he can't get paid. He was in South Central Los Angeles and had no money. So these guys are some of the best athletes in the world, and they should get paid because not only do the universities make money off of them, but they get money that universities make money off of them, so they should get paid too. So on a football team, there are 85 players, and there's 125 million for each team, or roughly. So if you just gave them $10,000 a year, that would make a huge difference in each athlete's life until they can get paid in the NFL.